thought I'd go live a smidge early. I kind of like this picture a lot. That's why I'm bringing it up at a time before I start the video. Let me tie in a couple more platforms as soon as they'll kick in. Waiting for them. Still waiting on Wimpkin here. Oh, there it goes. Finally. And that, yeah, I thought that was pretty good. He definitely knows how to troll. Definitely. So, anyways, I'll start with the video. The first one starts with Tulsi Gabbard here. I think coming through the door here. And I got some other clips too I'm going to play. I believe that's her right there. Didn't like her. She used to be a Democrat. So, I think they're learning. Okay, I'll tie in some of these other ones and feel free to chat on whatever platform you're watching from. All of the many. I'm a hair bit early, I know. I'd said 4:30 and it's 4:23. I like that picture though. It's funny at the beginning there. Let me see if the chat's working over here too. I gotta open this up. Make sure that's working. Seems to be working there. Okay, that's good. Let's check YouTube. Well, let's see everyone else's opinion. He's definitely a big troll. Very good at it. Okay. Maybe I'll fast forward a little bit here. Oh, I've seen her before. I don't recognize her. Maybe someone in the chat knows her name. There's a lot of Trump administration, I think, coming in. Fast forward a little bit more. Get more to the speech time. Guess that's the door he'd be coming in. Boy, it's always hurry up and wait, right? There we go. You can check over here. Oh, that seemed to be. Maybe it is up there. I thought I spelled that right. I don't know. Okay. He sure knows how to troll the left. It is funny, too. Comments aren't coming through on YouTube. I don't know where that is. Let me try going over there and clean this up. There's this tab. Comment over there. I don't know if it's showing up on the main thing. It's not tying it in. Was working with Rumble, but now it's not.
How much hot selfie?
Yeah, they looked ridiculous, especially when some of them still wouldn't stand when the Olympic team came in. It's showing over there, but the comments from there. Let's try this testing. See if it comes through. No, it's not showing up over here. How about this way? Testing. For some reason, it's not going over like it used to. The comments used to come over. Well, hey, Colin. It was way late for you to watch it last night. Maybe seen some of the reruns. I'll play this and some other clips as well, and then comment on it. I pause it so you can hear me better. When I remember to. Hey, John. We fast forward a little bit.
Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States.
Well, I've cut a little bit off the beginning of this, and I got some other clips, little short ones, to go with this.
Second
Mine's gonna be
Lady
about the
of
same.
the United States.
I'm going to put my 2 cents in. When do you sleep, Colin?
Members of Congress and
Things are getting nuts over there in England, I tell you.
my fellow Americans. Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
That's the best shot there. You can see how the left doesn't get up at all. Maybe for this one, okay, don't get up for that one. But there is times when I shouldn't be talking during it. But there is times when they should have been getting up. Maybe that one, maybe okay, don't get up for that. But there's times when they really should have gotten up.
Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America. When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited, a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border,
Yeah, I didn't do it last night because there was a lot of other people already doing it.
horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and
Hey,
wars and
Charles.
chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.
Put your thoughts in chat there as we go along different parts. See, he's already thrown out.
And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back.
I sure hope not.
Today, our border is secure.
That right there, the red in the red
Today,
dress,
our border is secure.
She's been on my channel.
Our spirit is
long
restored.
Time, a real long time ago.
Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. And our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked. And America is respected again, perhaps like never before. After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders,
Colin, he surely knows how to troll them on the left.
Borders totally unvetted and unchecked. We now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far. In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States. But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country.
Hey, Charles.
The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year. And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded
Well, if you take some illegals out of here, your numbers are definitely going to go down.
History, the lowest.
Oh, that, and if you let the cops do their job.
Number in over 125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time ago. The Biden administration and its allies in Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%.
That's got to be really close to below, normal's like 2 point something percent, 1 point something percent. Actually, if they can go a little bit backwards for a little bit, that would help people be able to buy houses and stuff.
Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline. Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect them.
It's going to take a few years for that to help.
Those values, we want to keep those values up. We're going to do both. And we are going to keep it that way. The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that, 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments from—
Oh, Colin, they want the prices high. They want us not to drive any more cars. That's why. The whole climate, global warming scam is bullcrap. And they're totally losing that argument.
more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest.
Colin, can they save England and get someone like a Trump there, or someone like they have in Italy? You know, leaders like that, or like down in Argentina and stuff. You got to have Britain first leader down there, up there.
As thousands of new businesses are forming in factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, we have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil.
They are. They're globalists, that's why. I agree, Colin, but it's because they're globalists, that's why.
Natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill.
Definitely an improvement of Nigel Farage. It's way better than what you got.
More Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our country.
You know they'll scream racism, though, at Nigel Farage.
More working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector.
Yeah, government doesn't create wealth, it extracts wealth. Private sector creates wealth.
We ended DEI in America. We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year, we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps.
Well, I think a lot of them coming off of food stamps are the illegals being kicked off as well. That's part of it. Still got a ways to go to catch up with how many got on during Sleepy Joe's administration.
And for all of these reasons, I say tonight,
we need about 6 times that to get off.
Members of Congress, the state of our union is strong. Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning.
You know, this part here really triggers the left. They go nuts after on this stuff.
Our country, until you came up.
You know, he's being funny. See him all laughing in the back?
Along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again.
I've seen actual leftists cheer against USA in the Olympics. I've seen them because they hate America so bad.
You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal
Olympic. Did you see the media up back there?
Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
The media back there. Now I hear some Democrats did stand up and cheer here, but the and I don't know if they did the USA part, but they there was some Democrats that wouldn't do it. I have seen a few of the lower end fraudsters being arrested, Kirk, but definitely not even 5% of them. The thing is, the team is actually pretty young. I guess they're all average age is like 22. That's a little time out of college. It was a very young team. Like Canada and some of the other ones went with older, more experienced players. Most of the time, that would probably tend to get you the win. But I guess it's a grinding tournament too. He is. That's what I was thinking too.
Go ahead.
It seems like the whole thing was to trigger the left. I think that's the one in the front there that lost a tooth and a half there.
That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up. But they beat a fantastic Canadian team in overtime, as everybody saw, as did the American women who will soon be coming to the White House.
Okay. I thought he'd wait a little later to do this, later in the speech, but he did do it pretty early in it.
They were in the Oval Office before, and I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there, and they weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck.
Does anyone know how many views people were watching this last night? Does anyone know the number? I heard it was pretty high. I got to show you a video a little bit later. Someone went out the day before Trump gave his speech and was asking liberals what they thought of Trump's speech. And a lot of them didn't even know. They were going like, oh, I rate it as a like 0 or minus, whatever, that kind of stuff they were saying. And the speech hadn't even happened yet. They were giving it a low ratings. They didn't even know. They just automatically say that crap. I just heard their average age was young, very young. I don't know who picks the team. They didn't necessarily go by all-stars. They went for a pretty young, good team. They had to get a lot of games in very few days, actually, for them,
Think of it, 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off. Do you practice that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case, my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Great athletes have gotten that, very great, the best, and I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no, and every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much. I'm also pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles.
Now, the home place where you play the games tends to always gets more medals than they normally do. So you're probably going to see a lot of medals this summer. And I believe the World Cup's going to be here too in the USA. Actually, both things coming here should help the American economy too. So that's going to be helping in all areas.
And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country.
Do you think the commie, Antifa, and all them will get out there and try to ruin everything and harass people and all that kind of stuff?
And this year,
that's Kim Kamek, whatever. She's been on my channel too. Long time ago. They tend to come on before they get elected the first time, then they don't come back on.
And I must say, I got them both.
She's very good.
The first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place.
Yeah, I bet you, the Olympic committee picks that stuff, though, You can bid for it, but they pick.
And now I've got them because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup, so we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming, and that is exciting news.
Yeah. I just don't know how to pronounce it, Charles.
So this will be a year to celebrate our country and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp.
I'm not sure how to say your name.
In
I'll
the
just call you
Philippines,
Dad.
one of the largest anywhere in the world.
David?
But he
David,
earned many honors, including
Welcome.
a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday.
My goal is to live to 200. Forget this 100 thing. We're just going to go past that and go for 200.
So, Buddy, you're a brave man, and we salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shown.
Someone said that Democrats didn't, up on the other platform, YouTube's comments are coming over, that no one got, a lot of the Democrats didn't get up for the old guy here, the military. They don't like the military anyway.
Through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one? As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClymont closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission, a young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Millie Kate, but 164 others to safety. People watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate.
Hey, Marianne.
And Petty Officer Ruskin, I'm pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think his speech was last night? What does everyone think? Put it in chat. I lose sound?
Come down.
There it is. Okay. I lost it for a minute.
And take care of the service, military aid. Thank you very much. Take care of that very important service. Thank you very much. From 1776 to today, every generation of Americans
God
has
always
stepped
wins,
forward
yeah.
to defend life,
True.
liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together, we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year.
Nice, Charles.
Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans. All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary, massive tax cuts. They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead.
I'm being off the left, John. He definitely got a 10 plus.
But we held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors.
It's kind of like the picture I had for opening this. This one here, I like this shirt. Don't make fun of the liberals without me. That's a good one.
And we also made interest on auto loans tax deductible the first time, but only if the car is made in America.
Yeah.
Recently in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who's homeschools her children, beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening, and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and our expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half.
Now I'm hearing that a lot of people are going to get a lot bigger tax return this year. Has anyone done their taxes yet? We'll probably start finding. We haven't done ours yet. Although we're both on Social Security, so it probably won't be much different.
Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan. Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill.
You know, the more he triggers the left, the more ridiculous they look, because they look stupid when they lash out in stupid ways. You know?
Parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts. And I didn't name it. I did not name it.
Really, Tammy? I hadn't seen that. Tammy's saying that the FBI just served subpoenas on Waltz, Emerson, and Frey's offices. Wow, that's a good start. Omar's got to go into Tashib, Habib, but whatever soon too.
Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall man sitting right there in the third row. Nice man, a good man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special.
Me too, it changed.
Taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children. They're great people. When I asked Michael Dell, how do you make all that money? He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school and I made computers and I'd sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling. And pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops. So I congratulate him on that. But I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad.
Let's see if I can get it that way up there. Show it that way.
So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to trumpaccounts.gov, trumpaccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. It's setting every record in the book. It's popular. They knew what it was going to take. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. And now it's just taken off. One of the primary reasons for our country's stunning economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years, were tariffs. I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country.
Dell, the computer is skyrocketing?
Both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were
like crazy soon. We got to open up some more Gitmos or something for all the left.
Ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly. You all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know.
Everyone's mad about all the tariffs that Trump was putting on, but all these other countries are tariffing us even more, especially like Canada and Great Britain and England.
But they just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done, and they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth. And the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly, and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong. And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court It just came down. It came down. Very unfortunate ruling.
Well, he had a backup plan for that.
But the good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So,
The problem is, I think he has 90 or 150 days or something like that.
despite the
Gotta work
disappointing
something out
ruling,
by then.
these powerful country saving, it's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in, peace protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time.
What was that other one he's calling Alligator Alley or whatever for the other place?
They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action
Alligator Alcatraz. That's the one, Kirk.
will not be necessary. It's already time tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern day system of income tax.
I was watching a video where he's canned over 2,500 judges already, especially immigration judges, ones that were letting in over 89% or something like that. Almost 99 out of 10 of them they were letting in.
Taking a great financial burden off the people that I love.
And he's replacing them a lot with military people. These immigration judges don't have to, go to law school for this.
Right?
Oh, Tammy, not all the Supreme Court judges showed up. Is there a reason for that, or what happened with the Supreme Court judges not all showing up?
Moving forward, factories, jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America because we finally have a president who puts America first. I put America first. I love America.
I think with some of the Supreme Court judges, they have some blackmail stuff on some of them or something.
For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy to
Yeah, the one Biden put in, man, the one that doesn't know who a woman is.
immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New scam, open borders for everyone. They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. They were murderers, 11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed.
Yeah, they were supposed to take down America when Hillary was supposed to win, and she was supposed to be the next one to bring down America more. So they were trying to catch up on that.
That to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of
I think Clarence Thomas is one of the best ones up there, if you ask me.
time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly used the word affordability, a word they just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem.
The left didn't like that.
They knew their statements were a lie. They knew it. They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices
I bet you the 4th of July down in D.C. is going to be one hell of a party. The left's not going to like it.
are plummeting downward. The price of eggs is down 60%. Madam Secretary, thank you. The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We're getting it down. And soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, and especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers like that, they cannot believe it. It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing cost of health care caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance companies have gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance companies, not for the people. With our government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars a year as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%, like nothing else. That's why I introduced the great healthcare plan. I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own health care.
That'll cause competition for your dollar, really. I don't know how exactly it's going to work. I think it'll be like in some type of thing that the government still pays it out, but you decide which company gets which plan from you, buys the plans you buy.
Which will be better health care at a much lower cost.
It'll cause competition for that dollar. Pocahontas, huh?
In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal. Sounds so simple, so big.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we got a list out when we go to the hospital or something like that. We get a list of how much they're spending on all this stuff.
And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Costs were going to go way up, and that's what happened. And now I'm bringing them way down on healthcare and everything else. I'm also ending.
Well, it's still going to take a little while to do it.
The wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before. Other presidents tried to do it, but they never could. They tried. Most didn't try, actually. But they tried. They said they tried. They couldn't do it. They didn't even come close. They were all talk and no action, but I got it done under my just enacted most
Well, it depends on who's in the pockets of Big Pharma and
favored nation agreements. Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere, the lowest price. So in my first year of the second term, should be my third term, but strange things happen.
hey, Jeff.
Prescription drugs, a very big part of healthcare, from the highest price in the entire world to the lowest. That's a big achievement. The result is price differences of 300, 400, 500, 600% and more, all available right now at a new website called TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name that one either, by the way. And here tonight is the very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big, Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase. But a few weeks ago, she logged onto the Trump RX website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500, a reduction of much more, actually, than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom. So now I'm calling on Congress to codify my most favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing I'm not sure it matters, because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say,
in healthcare care, you have to have some competition, I think.
tech companies, that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory, so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community, and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them they can build their own.
I think that's a good idea, and they can sell off their extra electricity that they make. It'll tend to lower costs of electricity in many areas.
Plant, they're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity, while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns. You're going to see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of two from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes.
It looked like he was falling asleep to me.
And lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated.
Must have been on the
Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up in the thousands single-family homes.
I think these are all good ideas. This is this policy area, you know.
And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent, because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for
the BlackRocks won't like that.
Corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Racel, thank you very much. Good luck with your home. You'll get one soon.
It's not the homes they want so much as the control.
We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Since I took office, the typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. That's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records. Your 401ks are way up. Yet half of—
It's weird that so much is up here in America, and other countries like Canada and that are having economic troubles, you know.
All of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year, as we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market.
And the camera on Pocahontas, I bet you there's something that's coming up. There's one part where she stands up and claps.
Let's also ensure that Members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
Let's see how many Democrats get up for this one. Well, there is some Democrats, not all. Yeah, this is one they already had the. They must have knew ahead of time that she was going to get up and clap. And she's one of the ones that got rich off from it.
They stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she was here? Doubt it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay.
He's not happy about it. He's not happy about it.
I wasn't sure if anybody even on this side was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information.
Well, I bet you it's a lot higher than that.
And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe.
See, Marianne, he is a good troll, isn't he?
So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President, J.D. Vance. He'll get it done. And if we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget.
Stolen by Baylor.
The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness
this is where they get
are the
mad.
norm, not the exception.
They start screaming.
Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings us problems right here to the
they get mad. Both of them, her and Shabib or whatever her name is.
USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah. Delilah Colvin was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at...
Watch the left's reaction to this. They're totally fine with him getting run over by truck drivers. Where's Gregory when you need him on this? It's about truck drivers killing people because they're getting licenses like Cracker Jack boxes. Illegals are.
60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please.
Watch the left on this one.
Please stand up.
Hey, David.
Thank you, Delilah. Many, if not most, illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens.
They shouldn't be giving any licenses, not just commercial, just regular licenses to illegals. Period. They're using it to do many other things, like file for grants and all that kind of stuff, and getting a lot of free money with the licenses.
And yesterday, as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed,
Mr.
and
Fixer.
our media totally ignored. It was terrible. Hard to believe, actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times. Elizabeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers, and we're getting them
Is this where Omar goes off?
the hell out of here fast. We don't want them.
He's actually taking a page out of the left's book where they try to use the emotion all the time, and he's using emotion.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world.
Biden was flying them in at our expense. He was going down to South America and everything and flying them in.
World. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank you. As we speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. All cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight, I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, Homeland Security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow.
It went right in from where the little girl was hurt and the other one was killed, right into this about the funding of it.
Oh, we have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice.
They're trying to stop. They're trying to take the funding away from border security and ICE.
To give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So
because the commie left wants that.
You have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives
Is that guy asleep?
really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American
A lot of
citizens,
them.
not illegal aliens.
Give this about 4 or 5 days and we'll see how much it changes the polls. I know you'll get a bump on it. I don't know how long lasting it'll be. See, he's shaking his head. He's trolling them. He's trolling them. Yeah, John, they are picking the good spots to aim. There's some point here, I wonder if they get it, where Omar and that are yelling at him. See, none of them on the left are standing up. Somehow, Cat ended up over on the Democrat side there. Ukraine pigs. I think that's on the left mostly, isn't it? On the left, Mr. Fixer. Oh, an ice pin. Oh, yeah. See him there, sitting there, all pissed off. You expect it a little bit, but on some issues, it's ridiculous, you know? When it comes to America first, they hate America.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities.
This is where she's yelling. Let me backtrack 10 seconds. Here we go. Watch.
Ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
She's not happy at all. Can anyone tell exactly what she's saying? I don't know exactly what she's saying, but it's not that good.
And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act. To stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. The cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple.
John, that's a good statement. They're afraid to stand up, they'll get handcuffed. Huh? That's a good one.
All voters must show voter ID.
Oh, that's it.
All voters must show proof
Oh, okay.
of citizenship in order to vote. And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None. And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats, 89%. And even the new communist mayor
Boy, the cameraman's doing a good job catching a lot of the left's faces, I tell you.
of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Want them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card.
Oh, I hope they get some left's faces on this one.
Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
They will not give him a one inch of support.
The reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason.
Bingo! It's because they want to cheat and they want to use illegal voters.
They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated, and their policy.
Well, they have their trans women there, Colin. They're men that pretend to be women.
Is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John. And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle.
Yeah, they want the taxes.
In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home. And
no, I didn't watch CNN or MSNBC crap afterwards or anything. Actually, I wasn't able to watch this while it was live. I had to go work on another computer. I was wondering how they reacted to all this. How'd they do it? Did they do their commentary over top or anything during it? Does anyone happen to know? Not that I want to give them a view or anything like that.
Suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up.
You certainly have more people to honor than normal.
And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we've been talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately. Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm telling you, they're crazy.
That's going to trigger them. You watch. They'll get pissed.
Amazing. Boy, oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we?
See all the women there, white liberals? I know they're not going to clap for that one.
No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady, now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it?
They're not going to
believe that.
They're not going to like this.
Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on forced
Marianne, he loves triggering them.
care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the
He knows he can make them look bad.
Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot. Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both. And Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much.
I think she's a lot better than that Jill was there, the one who would wear a shower curtain or something there.
I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal. This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man. So last year, Charlie was...
I bet you they won't clap for the next two. The lady right next to her also was killed as well.
Violently murdered by an assassin.
Whatever.
And martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand. Thank you, Erica. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind. We love religion, and we love bringing it back, and it's coming back at levels that nobody actually thought possible.
I sure hope
It's really
so.
a beautiful thing to see. Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zarutska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina, fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal set free to kill in America. Came in through open borders. Mrs. Zarutska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina.
I sure hope so. I sure hope so.
How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there.
No, there's no bail stuff either.
Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement
Their hands must get sore by the end of the night.
to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen?
Them still aren't standing up.
Crime
Look at
in
them all sitting.
Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100%
I guarantee you they won't stand up for this one.
from a year ago.
Well, they're getting their exercise in anyways.
They don't like to hear that. One of sick people, one of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia
Hey,
Army
Don,
National
Donovan.
Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank
Hey,
was
American
going
Rebel.
to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation, she was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged, shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Eva Lee. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her. They've never seen anything like her.
wonder if in a way the parents, when they go to these things, if they're kind of reliving the thing, though. I wonder if that's good or bad. I guess it is good to be honored.
So sorry. Thank you very much. A great young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. Two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night. And she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone. But his mother said, no, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying. And after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melody? She turned out to be right.
No, I had a similar situation when I had my stroke. They wanted to just let me go. And my wife and my brother said, no, you try to get that blood clot out of my brain and save me. And it did end up saving me. They said I didn't have a very good chance, like less than 1% chance. You can't always trust our doctors these days.
Amazing, actually. I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much. So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart.
They give that to a lot of military people that have been wounded. Yeah, someone over on the other platform talking to them. The cartels there are losing now. The government military is starting to win battles and winning it. It hasn't been won, but they're starting to win and starting to drive them out.
We love you all. Love you. We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. My first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including Cambodia. Isn't it funny? Sick people. Cambodia and Thailand, Pakistan and India would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people said the prime minister of Pakistan would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, and of course the war in
Hey,
Gaza,
Pat.
which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jared. And I also want to thank the man they report to, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco.
He's been doing a better job than I expected with dealing with some of these foreign leaders and putting pressure on them to go our way. I'm surprised they were able to turn over Venezuela that fast. I mean, the woman that took over is a strict dictator too, you know, and it's been able to keep her in line. And it's starting to look like Cuba's going to fall too, you know. Getting the oil prices down, then also cutting off the ability for them to get oil. The same thing that's going on in Iran. China's probably at some point within the next year is going to have to fold.
People don't like you. You know, Marco got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever. Under the ceasefire I negotiated, every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that? Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents who had a dead son, their boy, that always...
You're right, Mr. Fixer. Tolerance will be our downfall. It has been our downfall. It's time to turn that around.
Tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. It was an amazing period of time. And they came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But
that's in a good Department of Executions.
I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back, but we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug and they dug and they dug. It's a tough thing to do, going through bodies all over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back.
You always have a good comment, Mr. Fixer and Colin.
What a period of time that was. But we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job. And we're working very hard to end the ninth war, the killing and slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25,000
I don't care as much about that as all the money we've been money laundering over there.
soldiers are dying a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president, would have never happened. As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer. For decades, it had been the policy of
They have heavy accents over there, Mr. Fixer.
the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and
The people there want Islam out.
hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside
A lot of them will be Christians if they get them out of there.
bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the
Yeah, Colin, some years ago, a lot of the British people had really bad crooked teeth. I don't know what it was about that.
roadside bomb.
Doesn't seem that way today, but like 30, 40 years ago, it was like that.
And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like 32,000 protests, 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons.
It's brown, it's down.
Continue starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again, and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister.
What? None of them are trans? Not one of those leaders are trans there in the military anymore. How'd that happen?
Ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference.
The other thing is they're funding terrorists.
My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen. And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong.
Best defense is a good offense.
Because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called Peace Through Strength, and it's been very, very effective.
Well, in some of those countries, Mr. Fixer, the ones that do have nuclear weapons that could be somewhat of a threat. Economically, we can kind of twist our arms. Not so much of Iran. They don't care about their own people. They'll shoot off those nuclear bombs no matter what. Their people die, if they starve, whatever. It don't matter to them.
So thanks to Republicans in Congress, we're investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're
That's
not
what
even
you
doing
hear.
it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies, have just agreed at my very strong request to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 3. And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily with one meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything
Boy, talking about an old bag there. Oh, my God.
we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full.
I wonder how much he's even understanding. I bet you he's pretty drunk.
They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently. And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776. You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things, a lot of money. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, what's the number? $1,775. I said, wait a minute. For one more dollar, we can have $1,776. It's going to. I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. One more dollar. I said, $1,776. And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it. So we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military.
Pat,
we love
later.
our law enforcement. We love our firemen. You know, the firemen don't get mentioned enough. We love our firemen. We're also restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit
And they are.
fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. And with our new military campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that. We very seriously damaged their
She don't seem happy about it.
fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January,
Have you? If you were clapping that much too, it really hurt your hands.
In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders,
They are.
I won't tell you who.
Mr. Fixer, they are
very
mass destruction.
impressive. Very impressive. They couldn't believe. They all watched. They saw what happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when
Yeah, don't go to a Catholic wedding. They're too damn long. They're like 8 hours or something.
we fought to tie. You know, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby. As we did that, my baby. It's becoming so important. An American
Do you think either one of Trump's sons will ever run for president? Anyone in chat?
armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy. Good fight.
You might as well just stay standing up there, John.
To end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice.
I forgot what I said.
And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro
Kirk, there's nothing new there.
Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here
Colin, I think that's a little too soon yet.
tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down.
Charles, that might be a little too soon yet. Oh, I think this is a real good thing. I guarantee he was tortured there.
Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique. There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro. Really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter. A big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter. To deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine gun stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission, probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs of the bullets and keep on flying and landing. And people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy, Eric, and Amy. Come on in.
Looks like he's going to be awarded something.
So we have a surprise, Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Leak.
Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg. We have it back. We brought it back. We won the First World War with it, the Second World War with it, and then they decided to change the name. So we changed it back. Everybody wanted to change back too. And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals.
Mr. Fixer, is that sort of like those stackers? And I used to drive one a little bit at Lipton's.
At a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House. And Eric will be there.
Okay.
Thank you, Eric. That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
Yeah, for 100 years old, he does look good. I'm hoping to make 200, so hopefully I'll look that good at 100. I'm glad he never did. I bet you he never did any drugs or anything.
Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it. But if they ever open up that
He's trolling the left on that one.
law, I will be there with you someday. But you know, that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing. And it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you.
I second that, Marianne. That's a good idea, Tammy. Let him go off on the Dems.
Thank you. 250 years is a long time in the life of a nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved.
Maybe someone in the chat knows. I heard that both Thomas Jefferson and who's the other one? They both died on July 4th, the day they wrote the Declaration, and they were both the same age or something.
Has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together, we mastered the world's mightiest industries, shattered history's monstrous tyrannies, and we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror.
John Adams.
Americans lifted humanity into the skies
Thanks, American Rebel.
on the wings of aluminum and steel.
That's a name I couldn't come up
And
with.
then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
I agree, Charles. I thought that was a pretty good speech overall. I thought it went pretty well. I agree with you in chat there. I got a few more clips before I let you get out of here. All right, a little humor first.
This is your favorite president, and I just wanted to congratulate Team USA Hockey on their gold medal victory over Canada, or as I like to call them, Snow Mexico. But I got off the phone with Prime Minister Carney, and she's very upset about it. She's not happy about it, but she'll get over it. I told her, quiet, piggy. Shut the Kachuk up and be quiet, because the winners are here. You look at the Kachuk brothers. They did a fantastic job. You look at, I get along very well with him, Connor Hellebuck, and he did a tremendous job. You know, he's they call him a netminder. I call him a goalie, but he did a fantastic job in net. The only thing more secure than Connor Hellebuck is our southern border. It's a tremendous border. Nothing gets through. And Connor Hellebuck was fantastic. Jack Hughes, they say you don't know Jack. I know Jack very well. And he scored the game-winning goal. It was a beautiful shot. Nobody's ever seen a better shot before. It was a tremendous shot. But our team won. You know, you look at it. Canada's French came out at the wrong time. You never want to go full French, because once you do, it means you're going to lose. And that's what happened to Canada. Poor Snow Mexico, and they're all very upset about it. But congratulations to Team USA on the gold. We love gold. Nobody loves gold as much as I do. We're going to tariff Canada's silver medals at 25%. The Supreme Court can chew on that. And to Canada, first we took your sport. Next we may take your country if we want to do that. Congratulations, Team USA. God bless America. And thank you for your attention to this matter.
Amen. All right, this lady went out the day before Trump's speech and was asking all these leftists what they thought of his speech, knowing that they wouldn't even know that it hadn't even given it there. The automatic knee-jerk reaction. Watch this.
College kids are telling us Trump's State of the Union didn't go so well. The only problem? It's tomorrow. Rate Trump's State of the Union speech 1 out of 10. 1's the worst, 10's the best. Negatives. And why? I think we all know a lot of reasons. Yeah, what about the State of the Union last night? 1 to 10.
It was like a 1 or 2. I mean, it was all over the place.
Probably just giving a 0.
Gonna give it a 1.
And why do you say 1?
I don't think he's very articulate.
How did Trump do at the State of the Union?
0. I'll be real, I didn't watch it.
I didn't really watch it much. I watched it for a little bit, but turned it off.
The State of the Union last night.
She was lying.
How was that 1 to 10?
I didn't know it was last night. I thought it was tomorrow.
No, you're good. You passed the test. Good job.
All right, here's about the Democrats not standing.
I'm actually about to freak out, and every American should feel the same. When President Trump said, "Stand up if you show your support and agree with this statement," that the first duty of America should be to put American citizens first. And not one Democrat stood up. Not one. Does anyone want to remind those old, withering away great-great-great-grandparents that we pay their salary? Every time I get paid from any entity, you get a cut, even though you did 0 of the work. You were sailing on your yacht, and I paid you for it. My husband got his hands dirty and saved an actual life at the hospital he works at, and you got paid for it. To do what? Say you don't want to protect us? You want to put people who break into our country and put our women and children at risk every day over those that pay you and live here and respect our home? You don't want to protect us first? We're not important enough to you. Other people are more important because Pablo has a sad fucking story with the cartel. So he's more important than the girl that was born here and pays your salary. Then get the hell off my payroll. Okay? Glad we had this talk. You old, useless, money-hungry elders.
Yeah.
And then there's the curious case of California Congressman Ro Khanna. Well, he is bringing to the speech tonight someone connected to the Epstein Files story.
Watch the details on this, though.
Let's hear from Ro Khanna about that person in Cut 12.
Haley Robeson just wants justice. That's why I'm inviting her as my guest tomorrow at the State of the Union. She'll be speaking not just for herself, but for the thousands
I think Fetterman's going to switch parties. That's really going to kill him in the Senate.
of survivors.
You heard the name there, Haley
It's going to get so bad they'll drive him out.
Robeson. Now, Ro Khanna says she is speaking for the survivors, but is she? The files show something completely different, that Haley Robeson was, in fact, someone who worked with Jeffrey Epstein to recruit young women to the island. According to CNN's reporting, and I'm just going to read it to you, quote, Robeson told police she remembered bringing 6 girls to Epstein and told authorities she was like a Heidi Fleiss, the Hollywood madam who ran a high-class prostitution ring. Robeson provided police with the names of some of the girls she had brought to Epstein's house. She gave the officers the cell phone numbers for 4 of them and told police she wanted to assist the investigation in hopes of receiving lesser charges for herself. Here's more from CBS News. Haley Robeson received $200 payments each time she escorted a new masseuse to Epstein's home, according to the police reports. Robeson targeted girls from the rural area outside Palm Beach, where she grew up, because Epstein believed they were less likely to complain to authorities. Here again, Robeson likened herself to the so-called Hollywood madam Heidi Fleiss in an interview with Palm Beach police. And Epstein, she said, once admonished her for bringing a 23-year-old recruit to his home because she was told, the younger, the better. So of all the possible people that Congressman Ro Khanna could bring to the speech tonight to highlight the Epstein issue, this is who he chooses. This latest Epstein fiasco with Ro Khanna comes after he outed 4 innocent men on the House floor by name, whose names appeared in some files, but who had, it turns out, done nothing wrong. He claimed they were perpetrators, and in fact, they were just random people. Seems like Ro Khanna has lost the plot here when it comes to Epstein. Seems that in his fervor to smear President Trump, he's actually doing a great disservice to the truth on an important story.
I agree with you, Tammy. I think they're driving him out, and he might become a Republican. I don't know.
You know something? Donald Trump just checkmated the entire Democratic Party. And it's very disgusting that y'all showed y'all true colors.
One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
You know what I find interesting? It's not one Democrat stood up. Not only did you not stand up, but Ilhan Omar and your friend right next to you, you decide to shout and holler and yell at the president while he's talking. Yeah, you don't give a rat's behind about us as Americans. You just used us for your votes to get into office and help out your buddies in other countries. Just anti-America. I don't even understand how any of them, all of them need to go. All of them. Look at what Ilhan Omar and her friend decided to do.
That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens, in many cases drug lords, murderers all over our country.
She's saying you have something.
They're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
I love how the chicks was talking.
At the end, she pointed and said you should be ashamed, but I don't know what she was for sure saying. You have something.
About Alex and Renee Good. But what about her?
Or him.
Or her.
Or her.
He is. I agree, Charles.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy when you see that going on, right? If
Now
you're
I got a
not here
couple
to
more
serve the American people,
videos,
why is
Dan.
it okay to
Two
benefit
more.
off of our votes?
Come on now. Comment USA down below and hit that like button.
And follow for more.
Seems like they're driving a lot of blacks away from their party. These white liberals are driving the blacks out of their party, I think. You know, if you ask me, I don't know.
You might not like the truth, but I'll never tell a lie. Oh, Ro Khanna, you thought you were going to do a big one tonight by bringing your special Epstein
There's more on this subject here.
victim, but apparently you didn't do your homework, did you?
Congressman Ro Khanna, I'm so honored to have Haley Robson as my State of the Union guest tonight. Haley is a survivor and a mother. She was sexually abused at the age of 16 and 17 by Jeffrey Epstein. It was horrific. And I'm so offended that today people are attacking her, even though she went through some of the most horrific things imaginable for any human being. You know what I think? Instead of attacking survivors, how about we start holding the perpetrators accountable?
You know what, Ro? I agree. And we should start with her, seeing as how she worked for Jeffrey recruiting girls. Haley Robson was identified as a key recruiter for convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, acting as a liaison who brought young girls into his Palm Beach home. In interviews with law enforcement, Robson described her role by likening herself like the Hollywood Madam Heidi Fleiss. Key details in her role included recruitment strategy. Robson targeted young girls from rural areas outside Palm Beach, with police reports indicating Epstein preferred younger recruits. Heidi Fleiss comparison. In 2006-2008 police interviews, she stated, "I'm like Heidi Fleiss," referring to the infamous Hollywood Madam who ran a high-end prostitution ring in the 1990s. Compensation. Reports indicate Robson was paid $200 for each masseuse recruit she brought to Epstein. Admonishment. Robson reported that
John,
Epstein once admonished her for bringing a
Rumble.
23-year-old recruit to his home, stating, "The younger, the better." Legal status. Robson was named a 2008 non-prosecution agreement that Epstein reached with federal prosecutors, which shielded him and co-conspirators from federal charges at the time. So, while Ro's trying to gaslight you tonight, talking about Epstein, the victim, this hoe was bringing him girls. And I think we should hear it from her own mouth, because from her own words, she said that Jeffrey
Likely he made a lot of money doing that too.
never touched her. She just helped him recruit girls. Let's hear from her own mouth, shall we?
I refuse to do that. She tried to touch me below the belt. I declined. I told him I didn't feel comfortable. No, it's not going to happen. At that moment, he was offering me, okay, well, this isn't going to happen. So just if you have any friends, if you bring them to me, I'll give you $200.
Just to bring a girl.
Yeah, just to bring her.
And the girl that was going knew that she would have to massage him.
She knew everything.
How long have you been working for him?
I've been working for him for a year.
To me, she's not as attractive as some of the other ones that went through.
Probably recruited maybe 24 girls. But those girls brought other girls too.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a train.
Who else was underage?
Under 18?
All of them.
All of them. I would recruit girls that were friends. I would just casually bring it up, and we would drive together to his house. I would take him to the room, and then I would walk out. Sometimes I would wait out by the pool. When the girls would leave, Jeffrey would come outside to pay me.
Now, isn't that fascinating? Here, Ro Khanna is trying to gaslight you that this woman right here is an Epstein victim, when in actuality, she was his employee. So tonight, when they try to gas you that this lady is a victim, you already know the truth. You heard it here. So let me ask.
They want to blame it on Trump. That's what they want to do.
Ask you guys, is this a victim or is she an employee? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, love you guys. Peace.
All right, next one I got is Sarah Gonzalez tried to go to the Democrat Joy Reid's protest. Watch what happens. She's trolling them.
Joy Reid, you suck. You're a loser. MSNBC fired you because you're a loser. You suck. America first. You can't even get a sizable
Look at that leftist there. It's a tall woman.
crowd. No one's here. It's empty.
Maybe it's a trans. I don't know.
It's empty. You're all mentally ill. You're simping for a criminal. He is a criminal. He is a criminal. He is a yes. What? What do you mean? Do I know who you are? Why are you simping for illegal criminals?
No, why are you distracting?
Because I think you guys are losers.
I think you are scum. Why are you here? This is not your event.
Okay, it's a free country, isn't it? Is it a free country? You want to know who the fascists are? You guys. You guys are the fascists. You guys are the fascists.
I don't need any arguments right now. No fighting. They're having their demonstration. Just let it be. There's no need to cause commotion right now at all. You have an opinion. That's perfectly fine. Take it elsewhere. They organized this. You did not. Understand?
Antifa does it all the time. So does the left.
Over here.
Yeah, I'm walking. Oh my God. I'm trying to walk. Excuse me. Wow. My tax dollars at work. My tax dollars at work. These police officers getting in my face.
She needed a megaphone, I think. He asked me. All right, tomorrow I plan to come on. I think I don't think Rumble does what it does. I'm reading your comments over on Rumble there, John. Yeah, I think that it's hard to get a big following on Rumble, to be honest. All right, I plan to be on tomorrow. I might do something on the Epstein files. I got a bunch of clips on that, videos talking about them. You know, I don't know in depth on that very much, but I do know some stuff about Epstein and all that. Let me bring this picture back up because that was very cool. I thought that was a good statement on that one. In any case, all right. So I plan to be on tomorrow, probably around 5. Okay. If not, definitely the next day. All right. Take care, everyone. God bless. Bye-bye.